What's up, guys? Ace here, bringing you guys a review of the God of Highschool, Episode 9, Curse Cornered. This was a pretty interesting episode. Also seeing a little more of Mira, which I really do enjoy. I think she particularly catches my eye because she's one of the only persons using a weapon that we frequently can see. And she's also been heralded as the Hand of God, or I guess the sword that wields the Hand of God. Something like that. Yeah, so let's get in this episode. This episode starts off with Mira fighting her next opponent, which is Marvin, whose body is also glistening like the sun. This is literally like a vampire from Twilight. Like, this guy is so shiny and bright. It's like every little particle of light just flecks off him. It's hilarious. There's also a part where she actually tries to use her sword, and she looks like she's literally puncturing his skin through one of his folds, through his like 5-pack, or no, not even 5-pack, I'm sorry, like a 10-pack. Yeah, this guy is like crazy buff, muscular, everything you would like, I don't know, you'd think of in like an athletic swimmer. I say he's a swimmer because he looks bald, and in that sense he seems more of a sort of like a aerodynamically inclined person. That's one of the more sports where you'd opt for a haircut like that. Anyways, we see their fight, and their fight is interesting, but and I usually don't talk about fight. I don't want to talk about this fight too much because it won't do any justice. It was a pretty good fight. But this fight was particularly interesting in particular because we see him get thrown a sword that is very important to Mira, and that is Mira's sword. And so the first thought is like, okay, who is this dude? Like, why does he have Mira's sword? Because the last person we understood had Mira's sword was a cult leader. So that could be only one thing. Either he's like, through some sort of circumstance, he either found it on the ground. The cult leader dude probably not. Okay, so the cult leader dude didn't have it, but the person who got the sword from Mira was part of the cult. So yeah, they're found on the ground. Like, the cultic dude probably left it. He's either part of the cult, or he's just using her memories as part of his chariot. Because I don't quite know to what extent these chariots can be used yet. And so this is all very confusing. Like, why does he have a sword? Not only that, but the sword also has a different form. It's like form number 2. It's not even the final form I'm embedding. So that was cool, seeing the form change. What was also important to note in this fight was the different uses of the sword. Like, the sword can be apparently called back to its owner. And what was weird was, despite having it be relinquished from her, when the dude that Mira was fighting had lost the sword, he simply got it back. And I was like, whoa, like how does the sword well, like, is the sword sentient? How does the sword know that that's the owner at the moment? But then eventually I think there was some like weird reconnection with the sword with Mira and her past, and she was able to then later call the sword. And this is when my girl Mira got her chariot. This is their first chariot we've seen in the episode from the main cast. That was cool. I forgot that the chariot's name is called, I think, Xin Lung. Excuse me if I'm butchering the name wrong. I don't have it quite on hand right now. But yeah, it's a dude that's riding a horse. I'm not sure. I think this is a particular hero because we know that chariots can derive power from these particular beasts, gods, heroes, and whatnot, things of nature. And I think this is a hero from past. That's pretty cool. Maybe in the future we'll get an episode understanding like who exactly this chariot is. Can she actually talk to the person where she's getting this power from? What exactly does this mean that she has a new chariot? What was also important to note was after the fight, when she did win against Marvin, was that his name? Oh geez, I forgot. Marin's his name. Marin's the dude that Mira was fighting in this tournament, in this one match. Was she actually ended up getting her sword back, and she had all the capabilities that Mira had from the sword to be able to call it back from the master. And the first time she did witness that she had the ability to call it back from the master, I think it was in Miran's hands, is after like this whole recollection thing. And I was like, whoa, like the sword knows who the real mama is, right? She ended up keeping the sword, right? Which isn't weird, but like she got her sword back, and that was cool. And not only that, but Dowie noticed that she got her chariot. That was cool. I mean, everyone in the tourney sees these chariots. And the funny thing is, it seems like, for the most part, everyone's understanding of what chariot is. Like, it's nothing new. So I'm wondering is, like, what happened to, like, the officials of, like, authority and stuff like that? Like, law enforcers or, like, official like candidates, like political candidates, like does everyone have a chariot? Like does everyone sort of derive their power from something else? Like that'd be cool, because then we have like these cool powers from like I don't know, like the idea extends so far. Like what are their chariots? What are they getting their power for? Also, because there's like super high people in like the grand scheme of things, do they have like these awesome particular chariots like not even seen to someone else? Like that's a cool idea, I think, personally. But yeah, anyways, that we saw the chariot. It was like cool. The first seeing of a chariot in the main cast, and that's cool and all. And that was the first thing that happened in this episode. The next thing that happened in this episode was, I guess, so there's like three. It could be broken into three things. It was Mira's portion of the episode, Dowie's, and then we've got Maury's. So Maury's, if you guys don't understand, he had a problem where, of course, he wasn't with his grandfather, because his grandfather was enemies with a lot of people. And we got a little more backstory with his grandfather, and his grandfather had been part of a war, and he was absolutely destroying everyone. So here's some criteria of the grandfather from what we can tell in the episode. Not only has he killed many people, I'm guessing he does hand-to-hand combat with multiple things. During his time, he's standing on a mound of like dead bodies, and I'm guessing it's all through just like his doing, right? And this is during a particular war. But also, he's beaten all of the 6. That means the dude that is mentoring Maury's, I'm sorry, I probably said Mira before, but Maury's grandfather has beaten him, and he seems kind of OP. Not that we've seen anything from him, but like being called the 6, and especially with Park Mugen being one of the 6, is kind of interesting. Like that's such a high standard for Maury to be put at, right? So anyways, yeah, Maury's grandfather is pretty OP. We know that from there. And that's why these cultic people want to find out or want to grab Maury's grandfather. And also, how the heck did they catch Maury's grandfather? Like, is the cultic leader that strong? I mean, he did do that sky sword thing, which is kind of bunkers, but that's neither here or there. Maybe it is. But anyways, Maury goes and finds his grandfather, tries to find his grandfather, and finds it in like a little shack. Not really, it's like a shackish farm area. And he sees him just laying on the ground. Like, it can't be that easy to find your grandfather, especially like with a cult coming after him, right? Like, he's not just gonna be in there. I was like, this is such a trap. And of course, it was a trap. And he had fought against this. Well, first of all, the trap ended up exploding, and then it started like this weird miasma. But it seemed to be more than just a bomb. It was actually someone there, the doppelganger. I'm assuming his chariot had allowed him to, I guess, essentially make shadow clones. That was cool. It was all right. In the midst of things, but it looked like he got his butt handed to him afterwards, because after the fight with Mira and Mirren, we see that Maury is right there when the fight ends, going to start his fight, and the guy who talks to Maury is asking, where the heck did this doppelganger dude come from? Like, he would have killed you, right? Or something weird would happen, because it turns out that people that they were fighting against, that is AKA Mira was fighting against, was actually a doppelganger created by the doppelganger. And that's weird, because like, if you're thinking your friend the doppelganger took out Maury, you'd understand that the Maury you're seeing now is probably going to have some sort of like hint towards you that, hey, this is not the real Maury, I took care of the real Maury, or something like that, right? So, or like you would understand that Maury wouldn't have made it to the tourney because he's dead, or some reason like that, right? So he got his butt handed to him. We only saw a glimpse of the fight. I kind of hated that, but maybe it's just like a fodder character, or perhaps it's not too much to actually see it. Like, this is just a weak character that took control, that you're trying to like bait the young people from the God of Highschool. But yeah, that was cool. That was alright. When we did see Maury fight this dude in the tournament, it was like a little quick fight. It wasn't too bad. We saw like a few of Maury's little attacks. I think he was very smooth in this fight. We also witnessed more of Maury's acupuncture techniques, or I forgot. Is it acupuncture? I don't know. Acupuncture is pinned. I think it's just pressure, just pressuring. I don't know what it's called. Pressure marks. I don't know. Anyways, he would hit his pressure marks and be able to nullify like any sort of pain in him. I'm guessing that's specifically from his mentor. That was pretty cool as well. I definitely did enjoy that. We have one more thing we have to talk about, which is Dowie and his little kerfuffle with the in the bathroom scene. It wasn't too much. Basically, he found some dude just laying in the bathroom and some girl, and she had the biggest lips and like she reminded me of Kill Bill, but like super not chibi-fied, but like animified, right? She had the yellow jumpsuit and she had like a huge did she have blonde hair? I don't even know if she had blonde hair, but it was super crazy looking. I'm like, oh my gosh, they had to have made that from Kill Bill. I'm just thinking this because like I remember one interview where they talked about maybe it was an interview for the God of Highschool. I don't think it was, but you're talking about how they put Obama in an episode. No, Robert Downing Jr. in an episode, and I'm thinking like they have to like derive a lot of some of these like looks in anime of like from other people, right? That's what I'm thinking. Like this girl's definitely Kill Bill, but that's whatever. That's basically what happened, and it was a very like cutesy fight. Like she looked like she was playing around, but maybe that's like her real nature. She's just like very playful. It was very interesting of a fight, I had to say. But that's basically the episode. Anyways, if you guys like this episode, make sure you guys comment, like, subscribe. Other than that, peace out, guys, and have a nice one.